Goldman Agency presents Those Voices, The Demons in Mom's Mind by Tina Harmon. Oh my God! Which is the only other person than the person themselves who understands the demons in a man's mind. I swear on a stack of Bibles that June 14th, 1974 must have been the worst day of my life. It was a hot summer afternoon, and I had been out playing with my best friend. She had gone inside to get a drink, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad. I had played so long that I was walking cross-legs with my legs squeezing tight as a buffalo going down a manhole. I had grown to the ripe old age of 7, and there was nothing more exciting than playing with my best friend. This day would, however, be different. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. Where was Mama? As I was leaving the bathroom, she hadn't come to the door as she normally had to ask me if I was all right. It felt kind of strange that she wasn't concerned about me tearing too much toilet paper off the roll. That was her normal routine every time I went to the bathroom. She would peer in the door and scold me about my toilet paper use. As I flushed the toilet, I could hear what sounded like several different voices. I didn't see anyone come over, so I was anxious to finish my dirty doings so I could see who was out there. I flushed the toilet, washed my hands, and dashed through the door with curiosity. But I was very much surprised. Nobody was there but Mama. I hadn't noticed her before, but she was there. Only it didn't look like her. She was standing in her bedroom in front of her mirror with a purple dress that displayed a huge protrusion. I knew she was going to have a baby, but what confused me was her hair. It looked like a lawnmower had busily hurried across it while missing spots, and that someone had tied multicolored ribbons on each piece of grass that was left behind. And to top it all off, she was talking to someone, but no one was there. "Do you hear them?" she asked. "Who, Mama, who?" "Those voices," she replied. "Those voices." I was a 7-year-old who was looking through the eyes of confusion. Seeing my mom stand in the mirror wearing a deep purple dress with a belly the size of the biggest watermelon I could think of, with her hair cut and different color ribbons tied to each little ponytail, talking to made-up people was frightening. That was a sight that would haunt me the rest of my life, and the words "those voices" would ring through eternity. You see, this thing called life started out all wrong. I was born on September 30th, 1966, to a 16-year-old mother who was manipulated and hoodwinked with a whole lot of lies and promises from this young gangster in the neighborhood. He, my father, was very cunning and probably even cute, and he had a way with girls, at least one girl that I know. There I was, bursting on the scene, making my grandmother the youngest granny in town. In those days, when you had a baby, there was a lot of pressure on you to get married. The real pressure was to already have been married before you have kids. Neither one of those plans worked with my parents, because by the time I was 3 months old, my father was shipped off to prison, and that left my mother single with child. My granny just wasn't going to put up with that nonsense, so she and her best friend decided to do some matchmaking. That's when the evil plan began. My granny was never one to mince words, so I was told that the conversation went a little like this. "Red, you need to meet Martha's nephew. His name is John, and he seems to like you." "I'm not interested in meeting anyone," she replied. "You really should. Who do you think wants a girl who has a baby these days? I suggest you meet him, young lady, and not miss your chance of having a husband. This young man has a job and everything to offer." Miss Martha had this young handsome nephew who she thought would be perfect for my mom, so the introductions began. You talking about a shotgun wedding. They met, went on a few dates, and were coerced and pushed so hard to get married. And they did. Because before I reached the ripe old age of 1, they were married. How do you get to know someone that fast? My granny didn't care. All she knew was that her daughter was married and now it was okay to have babies. This was the beginning of a nightmare. To learn more about this exciting book, visit Amazon or Barnes & Noble's booksellers and purchase Those Voices, The Demons in Mom's Mind by Tina Harmon today.